In survey after survey, when people are asked how they view Christians, the number one word associated with Christians is judgmental. Now, there's a couple of reasons why this happens in spite of the fact that Jesus said, do not judge. The first reason is some Christians, not you, okay? We're judging other Christians for judging right now, to be clear about what we're doing. Some Christians think God isn't good at his job. They don't. See, Jesus taught in John chapter 5 that he will judge all of humankind. That's his job. But some Christians think, I don't think Jesus has this one. I don't think God has this one. I better help God out by passing a little judgment myself. I want to make sure nobody gets away with anything because I don't think God's good at his job. Another reason why Christians can be judgmental, and again, not you, other Christians, is because Christians can become a little bit self-righteous. We look down on others because we think we are more righteous than they are. Now, if you've ever met anyone who's self-righteous, whether Christian or not, because non-Christians can be self-righteous as well, that's always rooted in something that is not flattering. Okay, here's what it is. Self-righteousness is ignorant. It is. It is so ignorant. Here's the reasons why it's ignorant for Christians first. It's ignorant for Christians because why would you expect non-Christians to organize their lives around the values of Jesus? They never claimed to follow Jesus. Why would you expect, or some Christians, why would you demand that unbelievers organize their lives around the principles of God's kingdom? That's just ignorant, if you ask me. But for all of us, Christian or not, the reason why self-righteousness is ignorant is because it's comparing yourself to the wrong standard. See, we feel so good about ourselves when we can look at someone we think is less than us and say, by comparison, I'm awesome. But we were not made to hold up other humans who are fallen, who are sinful, who are broken as our standard of excellence or righteousness. You were made in God's image. God is the comparative standard you are to measure your life against. And God is holy. And in comparison to the holiness of God, your shortcomings are incredibly visible. So to compare ourselves to others and judge them, that's just ignorant to do. So for that reason alone, we should be a little bit cautious when it comes to passing judgment on others. And, as if that weren't bad enough, it is that ignorance that leads to another trait in self-righteous people, and that is this. Self-righteous people are rarely self-aware people. Have you ever met someone who's self-righteous? Have you ever met someone who's judgmental? Would you say, there's a person with high self-awareness? The reason why is because they're using the wrong standard to measure their life. Because people with high self-awareness are very aware of their own failures. They're very aware of the ways that they need to grow and mature and develop. Self-righteous people are rarely self-aware. So for these reasons, we're going to unpack and figure out what exactly Jesus meant when he said, do not judge. And the other reason why this is important to talk about is because if you say do not judge, or if you say Jesus said do not judge, what you need to know is that that is the beginning of a whole teaching from the Sermon on the Mount. That would be like ending the sermon after 5 minutes and saying, well, Jason said, and then ignoring everything that came after that, okay? It's kind of using Jesus' words in the way that we want to use them rather than how Jesus intended them. So today, we're going to look at everything Jesus said after he said, do not judge, so we can figure out what this means for us.